Hi everyone, I'm Ken from CryptoTradingKS and the inventor of the CTKS method and BORSOG trading. If you're new, welcome, and welcome back KS family. Let's run the numbers. Bitcoin is currently up 5.05% to 23,949, and look at Bitcoin Cash up 22.31%. Ethereum is up 7.51% and Ethereum Classic is up 25.47%. What I'm going to do now is to take you on a run through of the crypto sectors. Just keep your eyes on what is green, what is really green, and what is red as we go through these sectors together. From my 30 plus years in financial markets, I explain the smart money mindset to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love, gaining real wealth in the process. If you would like daily updates on price movements in the crypto market, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, please subscribe to YouTube. Please consider sharing and liking this video, and also subscribing to the channel. We would love to have you as a part of our globally extended KS family. Thank you for tuning in. I love sharing this time together. You can see that overall the crypto market is doing really well. We can see broad-based gains right across the board. When we go through the market in this manner, in this direction, it actually shows you different things. For example, what groups are moving in what direction, what's going very, very green, what's going red. All sorts of things are revealed from this. This is incredibly valuable information to refer back to at some point in the future. It's also quite good to keep your eye on PaxG. This is a basic crypto for gold. I've left helpful links in the description of this video, such as the CryptoTradingKS Masterclass available through these links, the tax software I used, and you can always reach out and directly message me on Twitter at any time. As crypto technical analysts, we subscribe to the CTKS creed. That primes us for profitability in the crypto market. And this is simply just a list of things that we say to ourselves. I know the universe wants me to succeed. Every day I show kindness, integrity, and gratitude. I know opportunities and life reset daily. I am worthy. I go slow to go fast. I start small and scale with BORSOG. Life pullbacks give me the strength for the next life rally. I am dedicated and committed. I win or learn and never blame. Crypto technical analysts scientifically track investor attention, and that's measured by price, which is reality and not future promises. We don't pay a lot of attention to the news either, because the news is very sensationalistic and can be distorted to work on people's emotions. In Zone 1 and Zone 2, people listen acutely to the news and they act like light switches. They go in or out, and they can go all in or all out. In Zone 3 and Zone 4, we have a much more considered approach. We mark up the charts first, then we look for outside trends, collecting probabilities, looking at world events, but not reading the narrative that is given to us. We make independent assessments, and then we look inside the timing of the crypto market, finding the market's focus, which is Rule 32, opportunities reset daily, Rule 28, and we always seek to enhance pattern recognition, which is Rule 109. When people are new to the crypto market, they only want to pull the trigger, and they often have a gun that's pointed backwards, and they just don't realize it. We need to be really, really careful. When you pull the trigger, you need all the training behind you. Real wealth and positive excellence is required to master emotional control. Without a mastery of emotional control, you will buy when you should sell, and you will sell when you should buy. Rule 225, Bitcoin cannot escape the stock market's gravity. Looking to the main markets, what do we actually see happening here? Fear is coming out of the main markets. What does this actually mean? Prices are pushing up, and we can see that in the Nasdaq 100. And what's happening to Bitcoin? Bitcoin is going up as well. This is this blue line, Bitcoin's blue line. Now, what do we actually consider the propensity for prices to keep on going in this way? What we can see is we've just broken through a level of resistance. It's quite natural to come back and test those resistances. And what will happen if the Nasdaq comes back and fear spikes up? Please let me know in the comments. The most important thing that you can do as a student of the markets is continuously learn, be active in your knowledge acquisition. And a lot of times people are active in reading the news. The news quite recently was incredibly negative. It was basically the whole world's going to implode down the toilet. And what has happened? The markets have rallied. Does that mean the markets will continue to rally? Well, we just look at the markets day in and day out. It's interesting to go back to 2020 when the US liquidity crisis hit global markets and caused them to melt down. And what we saw then were so many news stories coming out saying it's the end of the world as the markets recovered. Booms and busts are built into the economic framework, and that's something we can't go past. But the concept is we can trade in and out, and we're a trading community. So this is something to keep in mind. When looking at bond prices and bond yields, bond prices are still under resistance. Bond prices have an inverse relationship with bond yields. Bond yields are finding a level of support, but it's a downward slope. Bond's a little bit undecided at the moment. James Bond. Okay, let's have a look at gold. Gold is absolutely rallying, and we've seen the DXY come down. These two have an inverse relationship to each other most of the time, not all of the time. Something to keep in mind. Gold's heading back towards its 1810 level to try and get through all of this resistance above. And what do we see with oil? I've been saying this for quite a while, since the 14th of July. Oil made a low, it made a low, which was a higher low and a higher low. It was doing a trend change that we saw actually back here at around, literally around the 14th. We already saw that pattern starting to play out. Oil is starting to make its move. And what do we see with junk bonds? Junk bonds are improving. That's a risk-on activity. That's driving confidence back into the market. Masterclass students, you'll get my live chart here in TM6. One thing that I wanted to point out, when we look at Bitcoin compared to inflation expectations, you'll notice the Nasdaq came up, and what did the 10-year and 5-year break-even inflation rate do? They also came up. This can put the Fed in a very, very problematic position of having to raise rates down the track. You just have to be aware of these things. And I do a deep dive in this in TM4. The inverse of the DXY can actually give us some pretty interesting signals. You can see the inverse of the DXY following the metals. Now, what have we seen? As the DXY melted down, of course, the metals will be impacted. And we can see palladium, platinum, copper all doing well, and silver and gold doing especially well. I do a deep dive on this in TR23, and Masterclass students, you'll get my live chart there. We haven't spoken about this for a while, but the total number of cases is approaching 580 million, with 6.4 million deaths. What I've noticed recently, we're seeing a spike in the number of new cases and also an increase in death rates. And if we look yesterday, for example, we had 1 million new cases around the world. And if we sort that by countries, we can see Japan number 1, USA number 2, Germany, South Korea, Italy, France, Australia. Australia is really worrying. We're having a major outbreak and nobody is talking about it here. For example, I live in Victoria and we've had 12,154 new cases. The lives lost is increasing each day. I keep my eye on this and other statistics day in and day out. It's really important. If you're in Australia, please take care. This thing is everywhere and it's getting worse. If you pay attention to the newspapers, you basically go and run and hide underneath your bed. There's so much negative news, but notice what the markets are actually doing. At the moment, we're getting in synchronization with market movements using BORSOG, start small and scale. It's likely that the global markets will be quite turbulent in the next couple of years. It's changing from an investor's market to a trader's market. So important to learn how to get in line with market synchronization, and you can do that by using BORSOG, buy on red, sell on green. Just start small with coffee money and scale. Rule 45, no alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity. Let's have a look at how Bitcoin is playing out. You can remember this resistance line, 11 through 17 coming down. We got broken. That resistance line was broken on the 28th of July. And what have we seen? Prices continue to come up and form a new high just around that B level, 23,539. Didn't quite make it, but it just got close. And then it came down to 26, that 22,810 level. And now what is it doing again? It's trying to rally up to this particular resistance line at 24,177. What do you think Bitcoin will do next, and why? It's really important to do your active learning. The more active you are, the more money you will make, and the better informed you'll be. Another thing that we might like to consider is the relative strength inside the market. And when we look at this green dotted line, you can see it just running through here. What happens when the signal line gets above that green line? What tends to happen? What do you notice tending to occur? Is there any kind of pattern that is coming through this particular signal? Please let me know in the comments. And where are we now? We can see a slightly different signal is being thrown, but the past always gives us hints and clues as to what could happen in the future. We always use our ANF method, so with that in mind, have your positions in line. If price comes down, for example, if it came down to 22.5, for example, around here, this particular upward support line, I'll just make that a little bit brighter so you can see it. And that's a tight support line. If it came down to around this area, that could be fair and reasonable because price always needs to digest its gains. If it just rises up very, very strongly, it's likely to tank just as strongly. So we need to bear this in mind. But Bitcoin is not always that way. Sometimes it just consolidates. For example, we have this resistance here. It may consolidate in between C and B, or it may go up. Now, if it goes up, what are the levels that we would be anticipating? When we look at short term, there's not a lot of levels in between here. If we actually take out that 11 mark, this 24,177, the potential for upside rapid price movement to 27,482 is on the cards. It's something that we need to bear in mind. Does that mean we FOMO in and just buy it all, go all in and more? No, because price is always moving in a wave. You never miss out, especially if you're BORSOGing. And remember the percentages. You only need to do 2% per day and you're going to do incredibly well. Let's have a look at Max Pain. What is Max up to? Okay, we can see that Max Pain rose yesterday. And what are we looking at? Maintaining the 23,000 on Max Pain levels for the next couple of days. And what have we noticed about this? Even though Max Pain fell to 21,500 from 21,500, it doesn't mean that it's going to stay there. Price does what price wants to do. Poor old Max missed it by that much. Some people have been asking, where do you get this indicator? You get it in the masterclass in TG34. It's an indicator I put together on these charts each day. Let's have a look at the longs and the shorts. We can see the longs just spiked up to liquidate the shorts, and they did very well, causing a short spike. But what's happening at the moment? The shorts and the longs are coming down. There's a bit of indecision because people know there's a point of structural uncertainty around this 24,000 level, and it would be fair to get a wave down. But what is fair and what is Bitcoin are two different things. Please let me know in the comments, what do you think? What will be Bitcoin's price in the next 24 hours? It's all part of active learning. When you get involved, really involved, you'll do very well because you're paying attention to small things that other people will miss. Turning to 24-hour liquidations, we can see 532.45 million in liquidations across the past 24 hours, occurring to 117,373 traders. Ouch! And what was that over the past 24 hours? About, say, 64%, I'm just going to round up, 64% of total liquidations were short liquidations. What about the past 12 hours? Say 65%. Oh, now I'm rounding down. What about the 4-hour period? About 73%. And what about the last hour? You can see it's coming down, around 53% short. So they've all been short liquidations. All of these shorts have been very much hammered around the head by the longs. But the longs and the shorts are always going at it with each other. So what do we notice here? Of course, the shorts have been liquidated more than the longs, but the longs have been liquidated by the shorts as well. This is always the case. Long or short, you're going to get liquidated at some stage. And pretty much the longs and shorts take it in turns. They're very respectful. So the shorts say, oh, I'll get liquidated, but longs, you're going to get it next. The crypto market has increased 4.71% over the last 24 hours. The greatest gainers over the past 24 hours, Ethereum Classic up 25.36%. That's just classic Ethereum. Ravencoin up 22.8%. LDO up 21.64%. Bitcoin Cash up 21.1%. Curve up 16.84%. And Uniswap up 14.5%. Some really good comments yesterday when I said, what does it mean when stable coins, and we've got it again today, are amongst the greatest losers in the past 24 hours? It actually means something. Please let me know in the comments. Turning to DeFi, DeFi had an absolute party yesterday. Total value locked up 8.35% to 90.51 billion. Whoa. We know that we control the trade or investment, but the market controls the return. Because the market controls the return, we use BORSOG ANF as our risk management strategy. We always ask ourselves, if this trade or investment goes against us, what are we going to do with our portfolio and that specific trade or investment? And what if it goes nowhere? Or what if it goes for us? We use BORSOG ANF to do our risk management. Let's have a look at the top cryptos, and specifically what we're interested in is how the alts bear up against Bitcoin's gravity. And what do we notice here? Ethereum has been very strong, and it's leaving the orbit of Bitcoin. What do we know happens when that happens? Please let me know in the comments. Binance Coin been doing really well as well. And we can see that following of directional price movement, directional correlation. XRP doing the same thing. And what do we notice about resistance levels? Binance Coin above this resistance level at 270.10. What about XRP? We can look at this as a tight resistance level at 36.98. We're just above that at the moment, but we've got another level coming in at 37.99. Please let me know what you think will happen with XRP's price. Again, it doesn't matter if you invest or trade in XRP. It's important to understand how cryptos move. The better you can understand other cryptos, the better you can understand your own beloved alts. And what do we see with ADA? ADA is just following Bitcoin's gravitational alignment. This is really interesting. Ethereum has been strong. Binance Coin, XRP has been strong. You can see Solana has been very strong. Doge has also been strong. DOT not so much, but starting to align. What could happen? Could we have a changing of the guards? For example, could money flow, smart money flow into ADA and DOT because they think that the returns just aren't there on other projects, not as comparatively much? And this is what smart money actually does. It doesn't get wedded into any specific project. It just goes with the flow. As a community, we believe in positive excellence and maintaining real wealth foundations, such as kindness, authenticity, gratitude, happiness, inner and outer peace, persistence, and commitment. Why are these things important? Because with a lack of positive excellence, we'll actually focus on the wrong things and we'll put ourselves under so much stress and unhappiness. You don't need stress in your life. There's too much of that already. What we actually do is we focus on money last. Financial wealth, we think that it actually brings us happiness, but it doesn't, because every time you succeed financially, you will increase your goal further and further away from you. The person who gets 100,000 wants 200,000, then they want 500,000, then 1 million, then 5 million, then 10 million. It doesn't stop. If your money is tied to happiness, you will be miserable for your entire life. If we're not focused on money, what are we focusing on? We're focused on becoming the best versions of ourselves that we can be. We're focused on being kind to others. We're focused on maintaining our own inner peace, no matter what is happening externally. And we're also focused on creating outer peace as well. Why is this important? You say, Ken, I'm here to trade. Without inner and outer peace, you'll actually lose focus with your trades. Instead, we focus on gratitude and happiness, kindness, integrity, decency. What we're actually doing with positive excellence, anything that is unearned is returned. So we earn the money from the crypto market because the crypto market pays us for our knowledge, but also for the level of positive excellence we have. Turning to some community favorites, we can see Basic Attention Token just romping up with Bitcoin's gravity. This is the really nice thing about crypto. Typically 99% of cryptos will move in alignment with Bitcoin's gravity, and we can see Ape doing well as well. Prom moving up, but just got a little bit of negative gravity playing in there. There's a bit of a black area between. That means the Prom's gravity could be pulled up by Bitcoin. And we saw, for example, YFI under gravity, but look at this spike. It just shot up. That's the power of Bitcoin's gravity. And Unified or Unfi, we can see that's been doing well, but it's sold off recently. What about IOTA moving in accordance with Bitcoin's gravity? And what about QTUM? QTUM just moving in alignment with Bitcoin's gravity at the moment. And you saw it was actually coming up as Bitcoin was coming down. Quite a good trade, that one. And TWT continues its record run, just grinding upwards. I'd like to thank everybody for their fantastic comments in yesterday's video. Wabi Sabi had a thing to share with us on blame and responsibility. My son recently turned 6 and still struggles with blame and accepting responsibility. My observation of him and memories of being a child and being around other children is that blame and avoiding responsibility is the default setting. No longer blaming as well as accepting responsibility for things is a learned trait, in my opinion. Being on a default setting is easy. Learning a new path is difficult. Don't blame yourself for your past or present willingness to blame. It's a very human trait, but so too is the ability to grow. That's an absolutely sensational comment. Thank you, Wabi Sabi, for sharing that. When we think about blame, blame is false progress, so it's a zone 1, zone 2 state of being. Accepting responsibility and maturity is zone 3 and zone 4. And zone 3 and zone 4 are where the success is at, as well as where all the happiness is. Zone 1 and zone 2, like Wabi Sabi says, that's a default setting. Conflict and blame are natural to human beings. We're wired that way. Rule 339, blame destroys learning and happiness. It's so important not to blame. It stops us learning, which stops us progressing, but it actually stops us being happy, and everybody wants to be happy. Instead of blame, we can do something completely different. We can extract gratitude from every day. We can just put things in context. We know that we either win or learn, so we never lose. And the focus is on being happy, having fulfillment and meaning. And you don't get fulfillment and meaning and happiness from engaging in conflict with others. Thank you, Wabi Sabi, for sharing that. You're a great dad. Congratulations to the community members who saw some very, very subtle stuff that I put on these charts yesterday. I'll explain as I go through. And I'm always seeking to reward those students that actually do active learning. You'll find that your knowledge pays dividends when you're really paying attention. Let's have a look at Matic. Matic has been doing quite well. What about AVAX? In stronger than Bitcoin's gravity. What about Tron? Looking good. SHIB also looking good, just following Bitcoin's gravity at the moment. You notice, or you may have noticed, that I put 2 ticks yesterday on videos on these Uni and Ethereum Classic. I saw that they were doing quite well, so I wanted to draw just a little bit of subtle attention. I don't suggest you get into any specific crypto, and the nature of trading is that you're in and you're out, but the concept is I saw that this was looking quite strong, and noticed that the ticks told the correct story. It absolutely went crazy. Ethereum Classic was a very good trade yesterday, and Uni was as well. It doesn't mean every time I put a tick there it's going to do what we expect. Sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it does, but it's on a delay. All sorts of things. Don't worry about picking tops or bottoms. You can't do it. And I use the CTKS method to identify both of these cryptos for a tick. Okay, Litecoin doing really well. Well done, Litecoin. And FTT just seeking to get over that resistance at the moment. Go for it. I'd like to thank all our very kind and generous family members for reaching out and buying me a coffee on buymeacoffee.com/CryptoTradingKS. Thanks so much, everyone. And from Raptorzell, hi Ken, thanks for the time that you've committed to us in reinforcing institutional versus retail psychology. As you say, probabilistic fearlessness transforms failure to courage, and failure is disguised learning. We come from all levels of trading and investing experience and skill, and you continually invent new ways to maximize knowledge transfer. Also, thank you for giving us the tools and probabilities, and bring the percentages in our favor, including enhancing pattern recognition. As a small token, I've left a piping hot coffee on the breakfast table for you and Kate to enjoy, and one for Percy as well. Real wealth and health. My friends, thank you, Al. That's just beautiful. And Brett said, your real wealth concepts are spreading like a disease of happiness. Ooh, that sounds pretty cool. It has changed me, and those close and dear to me benefit too. That's just so beautiful, Brett, and I'm just so happy I'm part of your voyage as well. And Oscar, thank you, my friend. May the percentage be with you. I love that comment. And Crypto Turtle. Here are some coffees for you and Kate. Kate is my wife. I'm having fun borsogging and making money every day with the CTKS method. With your methods and rules, I'm mastering myself and slowly mastering the crypto market. Well done, Crypto Turtle. Your focus on positive excellence also makes me a better me and kinder. People around me are very happy too. That's just beautiful, Crypto Turtle. And Angelos36, thank you for 600 episodes. Hopefully we'll celebrate 700th sometime in autumn. Oh, thank you, my friend. As a sign of my appreciation, each and every month I release a new video, and this is for the very kind people who have bought me a coffee on buymeacoffee.com. The last one was Rule 109, Enhance Pattern Recognition. Positive Excellence, Overcoming Losses, Rule 338. Rule 919, You're Good Enough Now, is another Coffee Club video. Rule 303, Rule 65, Rule 471, Rule 829, Rule 40, Rule 305, Rule 402, Rule 420, and Rule 18 are just some of the videos that are there. In fact, that's all of them. Sorry, I meant all. And a new one will be out at the start of next month. So a new one coming soon. That's what I meant to say. I thought today in the comments it would be good to talk about FOMO, or fear of missing out. A lot of people have fear of missing out, or fear uncertainty and doubt, and both at the same time often. It's just really positive and negative fear, but it's always of missing out on something. How have you personally combated fear in the crypto market? That would be fantastic to share with our beloved global family. I've also created a CTKS scholarship form, application form, and I'll pop that in the link in this description, just in the comments section. So you can click on that and you can go and fill that out if you're interested in the scholarship. And thank you to the people who have reached out previously. I should have let everybody know, but if I haven't, I'm either on the way or just please reach out and let me know. I hope you found the content useful. Please consider sharing and liking this video and also subscribing to the channel. We would love to have you as a part of our globally extended KS family. Thank you very much to our moderators for keeping our community safe from scammers. And there was a scam wave in yesterday's videos, so I've taken care of those, as has the ambassadors and the moderators also. And thanks for everybody reaching out and letting everyone know. We try to keep as safe as we can. And please, if anybody reaches out to you and says, I have the answer, a 0% chance of loss, just run like hell, because there's no such thing. And thank you to the CTKS ambassadors for assisting Masterclass students. If you would like daily updates on price movements in the crypto market, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, please subscribe to YouTube. I've left helpful links in the description of this video, such as links to the CryptoTradingKS Masterclass, the tax software I use, and you can always reach out to me directly on Twitter and message me at any time. Please remember, crypto is volatile. Always prepare yourself for the best and worst case scenarios. Reality will likely be between them. Stay safe out there, my friends. Take care and see you next time. Bye for now.